What is going on, guys? You're back on another video today, and we are doing another rebuild. This time it's of the Jets. I completely forgot this team even existed. We have Le'Veon Bell, of course, as the primary new face in New York. Of course, Williams. I still have not put the time in to figure out if it's Quinnen or Keenan. And then I heard a few times that people were mispronouncing his name, and Quinnen seems like the easiest way to pronounce it. So I feel like that's the wrong way. Let me know in the comment section below what record the Jets will have this year. I gave him Superstar Development Trade because EA seems to think he's the best rookie, so it's pretty clear that he's probably going to have Superstar X Factor in Madden 20, unless, once again, they don't want to give rookies X Factors. If you guys like rebuilds that are of the new roster, leave a like on the video, subscribe. It's a lame way to get subscribers, but hey, here we are. I want Blake Cashman as our outside linebacker because he is so extremely fast. He has quick development trait, apparently. 90 speed, 89 excel. He deserves it in Madden because whoever is going to user him is clearly going to user him. He's going to be a great user. Honestly, I can't remember the stats, but he might even be a better user than Devin White. Like, he's similarly fast, but it's about that agility. Devin White only has 82 agility, which is really hard to strafe with, so I worry about that. Of course, linebackers in general, especially if Cashman works it up, is going to be a great core. I'm not sure why they're running a 3-4. I don't know if that's the thing they're doing now in real life or what they were doing, but in my opinion, this team doesn't have the talent on the outside linebacker spot to actually do this. So we're going to completely shift this team into a 4-3. I think they were a 4-3 with Wilkerson, weren't they? I would assume they were, right? Like, there's no way they were having that kind of success with him not there. So Cashman will be the starting right outside linebacker, Mosley a middle, and then Williamson at left outside linebacker. Hell, they even have Ja'Kai Polite. I don't know if Henry Anderson really fits on the outside at his weight. So, I don't know, we're kind of ruining the team a little bit, but at the same time, we're moving it around to better fit the scheme, I think. Like, I think, you know, Cashman and Copeland and is Jordan a pass rusher? Oh, he is a pass rusher. I didn't even know he was actually a pass rusher. If you say so. It's kind of slow, but I don't care. If we're going to rock it like this, maybe it's not the realistic move, which is ironic because it's a realistic rebuild, but then what are we going to do? Okay, do I have tips on? Apparently I do. Robbie Anderson, obviously being the best wide receiver here, will be getting the contract of long-term. 5-year deal seems good to me. The cap situation's a little bad, but I kind of remember that being the case. Maybe. Darryl Roberts, this would be a free agency last-second decision. I think we'll re-sign him, though. Yeah, I don't really want to, but it's a realistic, so we're going to go with him. And the rest we'll have to figure out. Ooh, this Neal guy is actually kind of fast. All right, so we're actually off to a decent start, and I'm not sure if I actually want that to be the case. But I suppose we don't have any control over that. 9-7. Okay, now, we made the playoffs in an interesting way. You know, 9-7, of course, the worst team in the division was 8-8 apparently. We were off to a 6-2 start and things started to go bad. I mean, if we're gonna make the playoffs, 9-7 is probably a cool way to do it because if we don't win a game, we'll have a decently high pick. Le'Veon Bell had a pretty damn good season. Sam Darnold, not so much. Crowder, not bad, I must say. Blocking, what about blocking? I mean, that's pretty damn good blocking considering. Defensively, gotta love when your left outside linebacker is sitting in the sub spot, which is just so much fun. I normally don't take a look at who wins awards, but I'm kind of curious to see if we have any. I highly doubt it, but there's a chance. Yeah, well, I mean, Le'Veon Bell makes a little bit of sense, but other than Le'Veon, I don't see it. I can't really remember what overall we were, but we were something around a 78 overall, so not a bad start to this thing. Maybe we can win a couple of games, get a little experience going. Offensive line's a little bit of an issue, especially since Assembly is going to really take a hit, and honestly, Beecham might as well. Yeah, 29 normal. This offensive line is going to get twice as bad next season, so the draft is going to be key. Linebacking core, one of the best in the league at this point, if not better than one of the best, as being the best. DBs, the corners are severely lacking, of course. Brian Poole with the youngest look at that spot. Who's this Shepard guy? Nathan Shepard. Oh, he's a rookie. Well, damn. Should have had him as a starter. Oh, well. Ja'Kai Polite really didn't get going. McClendon, he's kind of old, so he may be replaced next season with Shepard, depending on how far the regress is. So they were actually only an 82 overall, so we actually have a legit chance of advancing to the divisional. So far, looking okay. Defense is looking unstoppable, and then the offense, I mean, doing about as much as I'd expect, with Le'Veon Bell just carrying the load here. When you have this, successful running back, it's going to be hard to lose. I'll tell you what, 30-10 is a very convincing score from the Jets in the postseason. I kind of bit my tongue, so I don't have a lisp, but I may develop one after that. 185 yards, yards after contact, 116, 78-yard run was his longest. He had a few really big ones, so solid stuff from him to, just bust his way basically into the divisional. That's a really good effort. Right off to a decent start. We did give up a huge rushing touchdown, 14-10. I mean, honestly, this Jets team is more successful than some of our God squads we've created. 24 points is very good. 31 at half. They missed their extra point. This team is actually killing it right now. Do I have to start using the Jets scheme? Like, don't get me wrong, the Browns here look like they may be able to make the comeback and win this game, but this Jets team is nowhere near as stacked. Come on, Darnold. If this is a third... Darnold. Hey, Darnold. Useless. So basically, you need a miracle. You need to, A, stop them from 1 yard out when they have Kareem Hunt. And then, 2, you need to block a freaking field goal. Nothing big, just blocking a field goal. I mean, hey, we did make them lose a few yards. That could be out of range. I don't remember who their kicker is. This could be a little bit of a shot. They're going to punt it, so, I mean, I'm just saying. And they're going to give us an extra 10 seconds for whatever reason. Oh, getting cocky are we with a decent punt and not wasting every second possible. Inside, Anunwa. And Anunwa has some room. He's not going to score, but he's going to get all the way down to the 36-yard line. What a throw. Come on, Anderson. Anderson, you got to be kidding me. How do you not get out of bounds? You were inches away. Now we're only going to have one shot. All right, Anderson. 3 seconds left. And we can't even get the ball off. Jesus, this offensive line is trash. Sam Darnold had a really good game, all things considered. I can't believe Robbie actually didn't get out of bounds there. That's why I threw up a fade. Or not a fade, but like I lofted it because I knew something like that would happen. Darnold, I mean, offense was great. Defense was just piss poor. I mean, no pressure at all. Disappointing. Our guy missed as well. They got their kick blocked. Ours was from further out, so in fairness. Actually, his was missed from that distance as well. So the Browns did smoke the Rams 48-14 in fairness, so I don't feel as bad about it now that we lost by a little sliver. Browns are just a powerhouse in Madden, and expect that to be the case in franchise for quite a while. Unless it doesn't, work out with their team. On paper, they're going to be one of the most dominant franchise teams. I mean, they're just on the potential status at this point. So just imagine if they actually do put that potential to work. It's going to be a bit of a force. So Adamakong Suh is here in free agency. Why not, honestly? Like, we have a little bit of a need at DT. I'm not sure how much McClendon would save us. I'll give him a 2-year offer just because Superstar Development is actually pretty good. It'd be nice to actually get Suh here. We'd actually be really good in ground defense. I swear, when you offer just a sliver more, they accept. And when you offer them like 10 points worth more, which is like probably 4 to 5 mil extra per year, they don't want it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So there's actually a decent bit of first-round talent here. However, our pick is the 26th pick. Really wish we didn't make the playoffs now. There's a bit of a power back. His potentials are insane, but his 40 time isn't, unfortunately. 4.6 and then 3-cone 20. I mean, this is got the makings of like an 86 speed all the way across the board, which is really rough. Looking at all the positions, though, I'm not really sure who I want. There's a really good middle linebacker, but A, we don't really need a linebacker, and B, it's very high up there. I really want to see how good he is, though. Amaya. We're going to take Streeter off because, of course, there's a lot of players just like him. We'll just let it happen. Whoever's there is there. Maybe we take that pass rusher to replace Polite. I'm not sure. But the guard is there, so I guess new guard, right? 78 overall, very good player. Quick development. Lacking a little bit. very good pass blocker, which is kind of what we need. Le'Veon Bell is a really good back, so I suppose if one of the guys needed help, we'd probably want to give it to the quarterback a little bit more, since Bell is a little more established. He should be able to work with less. I mean, I think that that right end has too much upside to pass on. The speed's a little low, but the rest is great. Normal development. Ugh. I mean, there's nothing that tells me he's better than our current player, so good value, just not worthy to start over plate, I don't think. Probably not worth it. We got to 420. Not even 420, 424 apparently. You know what I mean. It's not 424, but you know what I mean. He didn't lose the corner. I mean, he's not great, but I mean, let's just take him. Why not? Quick development, 72 overall. I mean, wish he wasn't 24, but he's got potential. I mean, he could probably replace someone when they're too old. He's got potential, of course. Good jumping. Spec is decent. Speed is good. Everything else not looking so good, though. It is what it is. 22 years old. 91 kick power, 84 accuracy. Seems like a very constant thing for these damn kickers. Like, where's my quick star dev guys with, 94 kick power? That's not much to ask for. Come on, kickers are impossible to upgrade. Not a great class, considering we didn't really take a whole lot of what we can actually use. The guard is pretty big, though. I can't lie. Here's a really solid cornerback. Here is Woody, the guy that we would have went with, of course, if we had the pick. But we don't. Here's a Maya. Bad agility. Not very good, honestly. Left guard, Palco. Star dev is nice. Strength is terrible. Here's the running back. We knew he'd be slow, and that he was. Useless pick. Strength is nice, but he is really bad. Tyre Hill. Not bad. Or Tyree. I mean, depends on how you want to say it. Cy Goodman. Strong lineman. Strong guy indeed. Here's a bit of a decent receiver. Great speed. Oh, wow. Okay, yay. 66 jumping from a 6-foot tall guy. I mean, like, I don't even know. Like, who would be that bad of... I don't know. His right end actually was worth it. Obviously, we didn't take him, but still. Terrible safety from the Packers. Big shocker. Casey Vrabel. Let's start looking for some of the good players. Smallwood, maybe. Nah. Kind of fun, maybe. Here's that left outside linebacker, Jeromepkr. I know it's supposed to be McIntosh, but you would think they would spell it with an M-A-C rather than M-C-I. And then receivers, Osbury is not going to find a starting spot because it wouldn't make any sense. We do have our fullback starting, though, so hey, not a bad choice for the fullback, I suppose. Cashman is obviously going to play outside linebacker again. We might trade Jordan Jenkins here. We don't need as many linebackers here, so I think we're going to trade him off. And defensive line, I think Polite probably starts over Anderson again. 5.5 sacks as a rookie isn't terrible, I suppose. Dukes could make his way up the lineup, especially when Tremaine Johnson's going to regress hard, even though they gave him a monster contract. It may have been a little expensive, but Jenkins is kind of young. Beacham's a solid tackle for a team that needs a lineman. And then Anderson, he fits right in on that 3-4 look as well. All three players will be starters, so I think a late third is probably fair, mainly with Jenkins being the bulk of that trade. So we at least get an extra third round. It's not going to be a great pick, but it'll be something. You never know. I mean, we ended up with this Fitzgerald guy. He was decent, I suppose. But, I mean, that's pretty much the team. So we're on a little bit of a losing streak. We do have the re-signed guy like Leonard Williams, who's clearly worth that extension. I'm excited to stay on the team. Polite, looking pretty good, actually. It's not very realistic to give him a low deal. Third-round pick should have more than a 2-year anyway. It should be at least a 3 or 4. Probably a 4-year deal. You must have got that recently because he's really not developing well at all. Brandon Shell, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really a huge fan of him. What else do we have? The punter. I guess it's realistic to keep him, right? I suppose. Not really special, but headed to the playoffs and 10-6, a little bit better. Oh, the Browns. Great. Great stuff. Patriots, division definitely took a little bit of a turn for the worst. Let's take a look. So we weren't looking very good. We were like 5-4, and then we just went on a bit of a winning streak. Did the Patriots make it? Well, a loss streak of 4 weeks is probably not going to help them get to the playoffs, I must say. Sam Darnold, 3,700 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 picks. Le'Veon Bell, 1,300 yards, 1,300, yeah. He probably dropped in development, 9 touchdowns. Isn't going to be enough to hold on to that, probably. Jamison Crowder, a lot of touchdowns and whatnot. He dropped Dev, so he did go up in star, the amazing season he had, and then he just went down, of course. Offensive line, Gedney, not bad, 5 sacks. I know it's a guard spot. Sack totals, really just not great numbers at all. Polite, not super happy with that. I mean, Tremaine Johnson, 8 picks in 2 years isn't terrible, considering he's okay in coverage, I would assume. Dukes, not bad. 2 picks, obviously doesn't go up in development. That's quite obvious. Kicking, not really that great. I don't really care about anything else. But we're in the postseason again. That's the most important thing. We have the Jets in the postseason. I don't know about the Sooster, how Sue's looking, but Williams obviously is basically unstoppable. Even though his stats he hasn't really done well. Leonard's been the most consistent. I suppose Williams, is it Keenan? I don't know. Whatever. Q Williams. He does play DT, so. And he also has a share with Sue. Yeah, the Browns have ended our season again, aren't they? They've just ended our season again. And I'm just going to sim to the end of the game because clearly we know what route this is going to take. I have slowed the game down because this game is very well open. Apparently a missed field goal from Adam Vinatieri. So things have gotten interesting. Decent receiver who is wide open, and Sam Darnold wants to be released. Browns are going to be our kryptonite, man. The Browns are everyone's kryptonite, and of course we get hit as we throw. Had to step up, I felt, because that Myles Garrett pass rush is always getting so close. And at this point, looking for anyone open. Tight end is open, and he drops it. So there goes our season again. 16 for 44. Good job, Darnold. Oh, what you want. Both quarterbacks were trash, but Sam Darnold took that to a whole nother level with his completion percentage of 36%. Terrible, terrible job across the board. Defense was actually pretty decent. A season ago we got smoked by them. This season, 23 points allowed only when the offense put up 13 and constantly had short drives. So the defense is still a shining moment. Offense needs work. Polite with a decent season. He did have more sacks than before, 7. But yeah, we're still very far away from where we want to be. Falcons, Chargers, Super Bowl, a little bit of an oddball one with the Falcons there. And apparently they smoked them, I suppose. Re-signings, Brandon Snell. I can't do it. I'd rather sign some random free agent. Cornerback, we already have a guy replacement there. All the guys that need re-signings are... Deontay Burnett. Nah, I don't care what his dev is. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think all the guys we have here, we already have depth for, and they're very low players that we could easily replace through free agency. Right tackle, we could pretty much get anyone to replace, a 74 overall right tackle who would be 31 with normal when the contract ends. 86 overall is not bad. We do have an extra 3rd round this year and an extra 4th round. I'm not sure really how that's going to help us, but I guess it's better to have them than to not have them, I suppose. Maybe we can get an extra lineman or something. Looking at linemen, speaking of linemen, Ryan Kelly getting a huge offer from the Dolphins, and I honestly don't blame them. He's a pretty damn good player. Yonda at 35 is still here. That's not a very common sighting. We don't have a lot of money, so if we're going to pay a lot, I'd rather pay for a long-term replacement like Ryan Kelly. But the thing is, he'd be 32 into the contract, which is fine. But the money is ridiculously high. He'd be one of the highest paid linemen in the league. However, lineman is a huge issue for this team, so I am going to give him 1 point higher. That's a huge deal for a lineman. I guess in real life that wouldn't even be nearly that bad. But in Madden, it's a bit of a contract. However, Eric Ebron here as well. We do need a tight end. It's easy to make a good decision with Sue as well because he's only an 80. He's only dropped 3 overalls. From when we got him, I don't know. He might have upgraded once. But yeah, Sue, 86 overall, not bad at all for another year. Might retire after the year, which would be okay, I suppose. Kelly and Anthony Brown do sign with this team. Pretty big upgrades, honestly. Anthony Brown fits right into the starting lineup as well. Anthony Brown fits right into the number 1 role, apparently. 5'11", which is not bad because Brian Poole's 5'10", so a very low core of players, must admit. for the cornerback spot, but that's fine. Anthony Brown could maybe get like 85 overall by the end of the season if we're lucky. Offensive lineman, Edoga is going to play right tackle where he originally was. And then obviously we still have the draft, so offensive line, we're still going to be one of our main focuses. Receiver also could be a nice upgrade. We have a lot of mid-tier wide receivers. And then I suppose cornerback. Wow, this could be the biggest steal lineman I've ever seen. Normally you would never see anything even close to 41 reps other than maybe a DT, but holy crap. 41 reps in the early fourth. That's quite of an insane player, I must say. Suppose I'm going to take him. Josiah Graves looks decent. Normal development, but he is an 81 overall. That's a true number 1 running back, but unfortunately we don't really need a number 1 running back yet. We're going to trade this pick up because we can't lose this other cornerback. It's going to suck when we see the guys like insane. Another Chiefs trade. We trade 54 and 2 4th rounds for pick 40s. We move up 14 spots. Hopefully this cornerback is still here. Let's take a look who's all there just in case. So the corner is still there. Max Ryan. So Frank Jenkins, not as good as the other guy, but still has lots of potential. 78 overall normal development. Very tall. Honestly, debating him as a number 2 corner here, as Poole is on the shorter side as well. So we trade 2 5ths and 72 to move up like 6 spots, I think it is. Should have a better chance at this center now. If we don't get him, I'd be really disappointed. Graham Whitfield, of course, from Wisconsin. That's where all those great linemen are. Supposed to go 8 overall. Doesn't shock me one bit. Quick development, debatably our best lineman now. Maybe not even debatably at this point. Probably easily our best lineman. Henry Green, here we go. Lots of speed, 78 overall. Another guy like Fitzgerald. Probably trade Fitzgerald off after this now. Wish this would have been the guy we drafted before because he's like a better, faster version of Polite. But obviously Polite's pretty good now, so, I mean, not pretty good, but he's okay. He's decent. So let's take a look at the rest of the players. There's only really one guy I wanted to look at, which was the corner we probably just barely missed out on, let's be honest. I'm just trying to quickly, like, this is not a second pick overall corner. Please, EA, make it more realistic. Come on. This may have been him. I don't remember him being that young, though. But he was very fast, so now it definitely was him because he's by far the fastest. So apparently we're an 87 overall now after changing up of the roster a little bit. We moved Graves up 1. The money situation's still pretty bad, apparently. I'm not sure what that's all about. Jenkins, our new number 1 corner. He's the biggest corner we've had in years, really since Tremaine Johnson. But Tremaine, he's taking a little bit of a step back. Let's move him up the roster a little bit. We have so many different corners. I don't know who the hell should play. I mean, I guess to be fair, Tremaine will play number 3. And that's going to be the roster going into this season. Take a look at those negotiations. Oh, we better have a lot of money. Oh, we've got tons of money. What are you guys worried about? I wish we could offer him like a 10 million, 10-year deal. Jamal Adams, we'll give him till he's 31. And let's see, we have some other big names as well. Is it Darnold? Darnold's probably next season, right? So Williamson wants a 4-year deal. Sue's going to be gone. Marcus May will get the deal now. I think with Williamson, we're just going to tag him at the end of the year and see where we're at after that. Crowder, 4-year deal. I think it's going to come down to how well he plays. Kalichi Assembly is maybe not definitely. I get tricked into the development, but just because he's really good development, you know, he's still dropping. You know, he started with Star, I believe, so I don't know, man. I don't know. Williamson, I guess we're just going to wait. Headed to the playoffs. Let's see if we can make it for a 3rd straight year with the Jets. Of all the teams, 11-5. All right. Patriots are pretty good. Stat line, Sam Darnold, he's playing better with the turnover forcing of none. Words are hard. 36 touchdowns, 2 picks, almost 4,000 yards. That works for me. You know, Le'Veon Bell gets to have his great seasons. He went up back to superstar development. And, by the way, what does it say? Superstar, what is that? D-E-V? What is that word? Superstar dev? Superstar dev? Damn it, Jameson. Now we're going to have to give you a damn contract. I hate you. I hate you so much. Let's take a look at defensively. Sack totals. Cunan, I don't know, whatever. Blake Cashman. I mean, are we playing? I moved us to a 4-3, right? I'm pretty sure. But apparently not. Apparently we're not running a 4-3. The rookie cornerback, Frank, really didn't play too well, to be honest. Catanzaro, I think he actually needs a contract. And if he does, bye-bye. New Look Raiders are in the postseason with us, 83 overall. Not super great, but hey, we're only in 89 after 3 years. I would have expected more success than we've had, but apparently not. All right, so we start off with 3 points, 10 points. Hey, we're looking better this postseason. Okay, maybe not. 13-7, and there they go, making everything count with touchdowns every single time, it seems. Not looking super great here. We're down by 7. We can't tie it up. Oh, not the Raiders. Please, not the Raiders. Not the Raiders. Come on. 3 minutes left. Not the Raiders on 3. 1, 2, 3. Not the Raiders. Okay, we're going to have to play. I mean, hopefully we can see one. Oh, what the hell kind of animation was that? That throw was very high. I have to play the Chargers next week if we make it. Here's a great throw to Robbie. Gets out of bounds to the 36-yard line. Running out of time, but we do have our 2 timeouts still. Sam Darnold is not fast enough. And that's a really good thrown ball by Sam Darnold to lose the playoffs. And we move on to another failed season. We weren't even on the run. I mean, we stopped, didn't we? Like, we set our feet. I don't know. Derek Carr destroyed Sam Darnold. Le'Veon Bell was pretty damn good. Josh Jacobs, not so much. Defensively, Farrell, nice game. Jonathan Abram. They got a lot of rookies that were getting plays done. Let's see if this free agent, I mean, this is probably the free agency where you'd see some of the real-life rookies not get re-signed for whatever reason. So we'll see if we can maybe get some players that can really change the team. Falcons versus Browns. Of course, the Browns always make everyone pay. Seems to be the case here. So negotiations. This is probably going to be a tag for Mr. Williamson. To be fair, he didn't even drop, so maybe I should have just given him the deal. Crowder, a 4-year deal for a start of, I mean, he's good development. Oh, Crowder was good, man. He deserves the contract. It annoys me because I know he's going to be bad in like a year or two, but it's a realistic rebuild after all. I wish I would have just given the deal, honestly. Kalichi Assembly. We need offensive linemen desperately. Well, Brian Winters is off the board for sure. Kalichi's played pretty damn well, but I think we can get him for cheaper in free agency if we had to get him back. We're just going to offer him a slightly lowball deal, so, you know, if he tests free agency, you know, he still looks, it looks realistic. He's going to test out free agency. See, it's not like I'm going to be a free agent. I hate this team. I'm going to test it. I'm going to see what I can get, and if I don't like it, I'm coming back. That's all I hear. And this seems like one of those automatically into free agency type situation. No, maybe not. Never mind. Sue, I'm not really looking to replace a DT this offseason, so, I mean, I'm going to give Sue his deal. Maybe not. How much is the tag? No. Sorry, buddy. I think we made some pretty realistic moves there, though. It hurt me, like, my brain hurts after that one. I feel like we could have obviously done so much better letting all those guys go, but that's beside the point. Kareem Hunt is a nice little pickup if we got him, but Adrian Amos. Adrian Amos could play corner. What about John? I know he's slow. Man coverage not looking great. Adrian Amos could be the guy. You have David Njoku there as well. Adrian Amos, 28. It's a little old, but I think that's fine. Not to mention if we started him at corner. Oh, the whole division's going after Adrian Amos, actually. It's kind of crazy. We can't go for David. Or can we? Evan Ingram's pretty damn good, too. Herndon, he's just not getting it done, man. Like, he seems like a career backup. So we basically spent our whole team's cap on the offseason, but we did, damn it, the 2 players we desperately wanted, Amos and Ingram. We do get Antonio Brown on a 2-year, $24 million deal. We get Metcalf on a decent deal. I think a Nunez contract's about to go up. Robbie Anderson obviously has his contract, so we didn't need all the guys we got. But we're going to live in a world where Antonio Brown does not have to be the number 1 guy. Technically, Metcalf's going to be the long-term, you know, when Antonio Brown maybe regresses. I didn't honestly think we were going to get all of them, so that's another factor of it. Whitfield plays left guard. Assembly, I didn't think we were going to get either. Max Gilbert, I didn't think we were going to get. So we overpaid in free agency a little bit, but we do have a little bit of trade value now with some of our players to maybe actually trade for a tight end. I think if it comes down to the draft, we need a DT. We need maybe a linebacker for the future. And then tight end is obviously the biggest issue, but I don't think we're going to get a tight end in free agency. Or in, I mean, obviously we can't get one in free agency. In the draft, it's not very easy to get. So a lot of players are slipping here that the guys that we wanted. Wow, I mean, this is a really good class. McLean is gone. Looking at the team, you know, we didn't get Amos, so corner is probably one of the biggest needs at this point. Lee Sutton is very good potential-wise. So it was like a 1.5 mil loss, but we did trade our first round, third round, and Assembly for pick 12. We kind of screwed Assembly over. We made him feel like he was safe. He can come back to us at any point, and then we just trade him away. So brutal. I really, really would like MoMA because he looks like a can't-miss player, but cornerback is by far the bigger need, and thank you, Jesus. This could be one of the greatest corners I've ever seen in the draft. 6 foot tall, 22 years old, superstar development traits. Wow, what a freaking cornerback. Guy's insane. So draft recap, this is going to be a fun draft recap because this was quite the amazing first round. I don't think any of the corners were going to pass up the guy we got. Like, there's just no way. Alan Spain, an amazing middle linebacker for the Dolphins, superstar development. Vlad Golston, quick development, amazing DT, but quick is rough. Here's Pugh, the corner we wanted the most. This is a tough one because he is potentially better. It's crazy to think, but I think he actually may be better than the guy we have. I know superstar development's nice, but he's tall as well. He's 1 year younger. And more importantly, his speed and excel is a little bit better. Where's our guy? Speed and excel and agility are actually quite a bit better. I think he may have been better, which is crazy to be able to say. Tool, I really don't care because his development sucks. Ruffin, I almost went with him as well. Thankfully, we didn't. Slow and not that great. Matt Barlow, run stopper type. Baldwin, it starts to get a little bit worse as we get down the list. Schmidt, very good lineman. Didn't look at his speed, but that's all right because he's great with the development. Great left tackle there, but of course, the age. Todd, star development. Agility sucks, but he's pretty damn fast. Here's McLean, quick development. They don't like big guys being good. That's just simply the way it goes. MoMA, quick development. All the guys we avoided. Just so close. Fowler, superstar development was one of the best tight ends looking, but I mean, you see the speed. It's not there. Obviously, for this rebuild, that would have been a great player because he probably would develop pretty damn quickly with that development, but that's besides the point. Yikes. What a bust. The Jags, one of the best first rounds, well, at least top 15 first rounds. Top 15 picks I've seen in a while. 69 overall in the first round. Yikes. So we trade Fitzgerald, Anunwa, and Darryl Roberts for the Dolphins' second-round pick. We're going to be giving them a fourth-round pick back, assuming we have one. And that is about it. I think it's a completely fair trade. Fitzgerald's 23 only. And, oops, how much is that? Would make no sense. And, of course, a position of need. I know that. Did the Dolphins rebuild recently, and they were very, very rough to get it going in the pass rush department. We get an extra pick, which is nice. We have too many receivers, which sucks, but that's the way it is. Robbie Anderson's actually probably deserved a regression in the roster because he's played pretty poorly, honestly. We have some more re-signings. Darnold is a huge name. Le'Veon Bell, who's 29. He's not going to play under the tag. We know this. We know these things. Oh, man, a 4-year deal for an aging running back. The game hates me, doesn't it? Blake Cashman. I love Blake Cashman. I don't know why, I just do. Probably not worth it. He's barely upgraded over the years. Edoga really hasn't upgraded either, but we'll give him a deal. Nathan Shepard, maybe our starting DT, but he may not be starting for long because we're probably not going to re-sign him. He's just not worth it. He's not great. It doesn't even fit really as a DT. I know he's a bigger guy, but he just doesn't fit that role. We're going to give Le'Veon Bell the deal because if we want to get him back, it's the only way because obviously we know he won't play under the tag. And then Herndon, I really want to replace him, but he's not asking for that bad of a price. So I'm just hoping he just takes the step forward one of these years. Headed to the playoffs. Obviously we're making it, right? I mean, we've been there how many years? We got a bye week. Oh, 11-5 this year gets us a bye week. The Patriots 10-6. I don't remember if that was them. That was 10-6 last year as well or not. Sam Darnold somewhat took the step, forward this year. 105 passer rating. 7 more picks, only 2 more touchdowns, but like 800 more yards. Le'Veon Bell, that could be a development drop. Damn it, Le'Veon, we just gave you the contract. Why did we fall for it? Crowder, I don't know if he dropped or not. He did not. He deserved not to drop because he actually had a really good season again. He's definitely been worth keeping on the team. Antonio Brown probably dropped. Oh, I didn't know he was normal before. Welcome to the team, buddy, I suppose. A lot of interesting names. I didn't even realize Antonio Brown and Le'Veon, they reunited here. Pass rush has just been terrible. Williams has been decent, but everyone else has been really bad. Even though our rookie cornerback he didn't play well, I wonder what overall he is just because superstar development trade is ridiculous. Let's take a look. And he's an 87 overall. I don't know how he wouldn't be the starter, but okay, I suppose. It could be the final season, depending on if we win the Super Bowl or not. Okay, I don't know why Whitfield wasn't left guard. I feel like that was already solved, wasn't it? No? But obviously we'll do that real quick. But if not, we'll do at least one more season. And then that'll be the rebuild. Hopefully you can win a Super Bowl with this team. It's pretty damn good. All right, so it's a snow game versus the 90 overall Chargers. Of course, we are a 94. So once again, we're the best team in the league, and EA doesn't like to reward us for those things. The scheme doesn't need to be changed. I mean, we're winning 10, 11 games a season. It's a really good roster. Maybe we should be winning more than that. Are we really about to lose again? 6 minutes left, and we're down by 8. We do get the ball back. Come on, offense. Come on, offense. I don't want to come into this. I usually screwed up for us anyways. Nice stuff. Wow, really impressive. We actually made it to overtime. 3rd and 2, thrown away. Offense just needs a field goal, and we move on. I'm not going to lie. I had no idea we were going to win this game. When we were down by that much, I was like, are you for real? EA, please, make it easy on me one time. One time. And, finally it worked out. Last second, huge comeback win. Unprobable. And we're already in the championship game just like that because, of course, we had the bye week. I forgot we did play, we didn't have we had a wild card game. So we technically did beat a team that was either a bye week, which 9-7 is not the case, or they beat a team. So it's an impressive win. We are going against now the 93 overall Browns. It's been a bit of a battle in this rebuild. Can we get the best of them one time, please? One time. That's all I ask for. Rams and Packers on the other side, so obviously we want the Packers to win. In case we do make it ourselves, we actually have a chance to win the Super Bowl. Rams, not an easy team to beat. Browns, not an easy team either. We are right. No, we are not. We're left to right, and it shows by the fact that we're getting smoked. Good defense, though. Overall, I know 14 points is a lot, but the defense is doing a decent job. Up by 3. Very clutch, long drive there. Same with us, though. This has been an interesting fourth quarter, and this game could be over. Is it over? 3rd and goal from the 5. This is for the game. If you don't make the stop here, you lose this, chance at the Super Bowl. If you make the stop, you actually have a decent chance to take this to OT. All right, big boys. Right up the middle. He's not down yet. Finally down. And we're going to have about 1 minute and 4 seconds left to try and win this. This is an intense game. Graves is good. I guess he wants to return it out. And I hate this game. I actually hate this game, and I know it's a stupid decision to actually return that. You've got to be kidding me. I don't care what anyone wants to say. We're simming the game. We got screwed over, okay? I mean, I didn't want to come out, but that's not what we're talking about here. It's not me, man. Did we win? We did win. I'm sorry that we cheated. I'll show you guys we didn't actually cheat, though. We didn't force anything, so 42-21 is a pretty convincing score. 5 touchdowns. I wish you could do that for us when we're watching the sim. Call it what you want. We're in the Super Bowl. We deserved it. I don't care. Screw it, 89 overall versus the best team in the NFL, 94 overall, New York. All right, Darnold, you've been struggling this entire rebuild. Hey, there you go, Le'Veon Bell. A nice touchdown from long distance away. Defense is doing an amazing job, really amazing. 17-0, 17-7 to start the second half. Not a huge comforting lead, but here we are in the second half looking pretty strong. Still anyone's game. Like I said, anyone's game. They have tied it up. We're at the 21-yard line. All you need to do is run the ball out. They do a poor job of it. They have 2 timeouts. You've got to actually be kidding me. What's going to happen here? Is the clock? So they're going for a field goal. They do hit it. What a terrible job of winning the game. Like, I think that's Sim sucking, but that's beside the point. We're going to come in and watch this play out. 3rd and 4. We'll play the D-line just so we don't play too much of a factor. We'll even use Williams. How many Williams are on the team at this point? Don't even know. Can't get off the line, and that could be the score. What a clutch tackle by us with Jenkins. I love how Jamal Adams, like, the game's coded to where you can't participate in, like, a gang tackle. Like, the difference between a Super Bowl win and loss is 1 yard, and they're just standing there watching their one teammate go one-on-one versus someone. From the 5, they're probably going to pass the ball. Pretty safe to say. Blake Cashman. Oh, is this why... do they have like 3-4 in their playbook? We're running a freaking pass coverage for days. And Todd doesn't get the feet down. Oh, my God. Here it is on the Jets side. Let's see if they can do it on offense. I'm going to let them play it on unless it gets dire. Pretty good drive so far. Is this a Super Bowl champion team? It is. The Jets win the Super Bowl versus the LA Rams. An improbable win. Not even improbable because we choked it. We completely choked it. But once it went to overtime, you're thinking, oh, wow, this is destiny for the Rams to win this. And they don't. We pull it off. We have a stacked roster made up of a lot of young players, but also a lot of older free agents. Maybe not a lot of older ones, but a few older ones. You know, Antonio Brown, a couple of different guys. Try to get Amos. Couldn't. Bet you Amos regrets his decisions now. We gave him a better offer than what he took. And he could have played for the Super Bowl champions. That easily is the play of the game. From the 1, full head of steam, he holds off the touchdown. 98-yarder, Le'Veon Bell, huge touchdown run. Huge part of the win, you know. I mean, we obviously barely came away with the victory, a 3-point victory in overtime. Clutched up from the 1. That's, I mean, imagine being a fan of the Rams, just seeing that you couldn't get in, couldn't score from the 1 3 times. You know, that's rough. I know it's not a guarantee from the 1, but I would love to know the stats on it. I would say it's probably like a good 80% chance to score a touchdown when you start the ball at the 1 with 3+ downs, you know? I think it's probably a very high chance that you're going to win the game at that point. But beside the point, they didn't, and we won. So, Super Bowl champions, take a look at the stat line. I know there's going to be one person in the comment section who's really mad. It's probably going to be a fan of the Browns. You cheated, man. You cheated. Even though we really didn't cheat necessarily. We just erased the truth. Call it what you want. Conrad with a nice game. The youngster actually had a pretty decent season. And yeah, that's going to be the Jets rebuild. The Super Sim that XP. See what the actual final roster is looking like. 94 overall roster. We signed Darnold. We signed Bell. We signed half the damn team. Metcalf went up 4 overalls anyways. Crowder, not bad, you know. He was a big part of the team, honestly. Glad we did re-sign him. It made a lot of sense. It was realistic. Herndon, he gained a couple upgrades. He actually upgraded like 3 times on the season, which is the most he's done ever. Let's actually see what his development is. It's still quick. It is still quick, but he's still had a good season. He was okay, I suppose. But yeah, that's the Jets' realistic roster rebuild. You know, something similar to what Madden 20 is going to look like. Not exactly the same, especially with all the roster overall changes. All the guys are, I don't know, a good 5 to 10 overalls less than their normal pieces, I would say. So it's going to be interesting to see what it's like for Madden 20. But if you did enjoy this one, please leave a like on it. Subscribe if you're new. We're going to be doing so much. I mean, you thought there was a lot of content this year for Madden. I wonder how many videos I uploaded. Let's say Madden's a 200-day cycle. I don't even know. I mean, technically it's 300, but the game kind of... I would say we probably uploaded about 500, 600 Madden videos this year, which is ridiculous. Maybe I dropped down that number a little bit, delve into some other things. I'm not sure. Depends on your guys' support, I suppose. So once again, if you want to see as many uploads as possible and as many, good videos as possible, subscribe, like, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. But anyways, hopefully you come back for the next video. But until next video, see ya!